WQAD. News 8 at 11 continues.
Welcome to the second half of News at 8 at 11. I'm Johnny Gendrich.
And I'm Jonathan Ketz. Thanks for joining us. Angie has the morning off. Transportation investigators are in Hoboken, New Jersey right now to figure out what caused yesterday's deadly commuter train crash. Officials say the train went off the tracks as it was pulling into the station, smashing through a concrete and steel bumper. It then knocked out pillars, collapsing a section of the roof. One person was killed and another 100 people were hurt after being hit by debris on the platform. It's unclear how fast the train was going at the time, but the speed limit at the station is only 10 miles an hour. The engineer is currently working with investigators.
The Tulsa, Oklahoma officer who shot and killed an unarmed black man will be arraigned this afternoon. Officer Betty Shelby has been charged with first-degree manslaughter. She shot Terrence Crutcher in the chest last week after coming across his stalled car. Officer Shelby says she believed Crutcher was armed and on drugs. PCP was found in his car, but toxicology reports are still pending. People in Townville, South Carolina held a prayer vigil last night after a shooting on a school playground earlier this week. On Wednesday, a 14-year-old gunman walked onto the playground with a handgun and shot 3 people before he was taken down by a volunteer fireman. The teen may have also killed his father prior to the shooting. One student and a teacher who were shot have been released from the hospital, but a 6-year-old boy is still currently on life support. The school is closed again today.
Well, cloudy and cool start to our Friday morning. Will we see more of the same or a little bit of sun later this weekend?
Storm Track 8 meteorologist Taylor Graham joins us now with the latest on the forecast. Taylor?
Well, I can tell you for the time being, doesn't look like we're going to see any sun today. A lot of cloud cover has been sticking around this morning, and it's continuing to move into our area. Even a few sprinkles as well from the east, actually from the northeast too. So yeah, not really the prettiest of days. Temperature-wise, a little bit on the cool side, 62 in Aledo, 64 in Muscatine. A nice breeze coming out of the northeast makes it feel even just a little bit cooler. And yeah, it's a dreary day, not going to be warming up much either. I think temperatures this afternoon only hitting the mid to upper 60s, and we will see some more showers later today. I'll tell you the impacts on that for our Friday night football in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Taylor. Turning to your voice, your vote coverage here on News 8 at 11. Early voting is now underway in both Iowa and Illinois, with less than 40 days until the general election. It was a busy day yesterday at both the Scott County Administrative Building and the Rock Island County Clerk's Office. There was a steady stream of voters throughout the day. Many people say they came out on the first day because they were excited, while others were hoping to beat the crowds in November.
Election day, it's so crowded, and some people feel like they don't want to have time to stand around and wait, so they come in early. It's a good thing.
I wasn't really surprised. I thought that the lines would be really long this morning because I think everybody wants to make their vote count this year.
In 2012, more than 1 million voters cast their ballots early in Iowa, and that's 45 million nationwide.
Former Democratic presidential candidate Bernie Sanders will be in the Quad Cities next week campaigning for Hillary Clinton. He'll be in Davenport on Monday afternoon trying to convince voters that Clinton is the right candidate for president, pushing her views on the economy. Now, a location for the event has not yet been released, but Clinton's campaign says he will be in Davenport around 12:45 and make stops in Iowa City and Des Moines that same day. Well, tomorrow, the chairman of the Iowa Republican Party, Jeff Kaufman, will be coming to Scott County. He'll be at the Republican office to meet with volunteers and knock on doors, urging people to go out and vote. He will be at the GOP office located off of Utica Ridge Road in Davenport, and that begins at noon. Coming up next, right here on News 811, a taste of the past.
The history behind a Wisconsin brewery and how the store is continuing that legacy.
Well, that's why the Department of Agriculture may have to wait on funding for a study on GMO labeling.
Well, we're still watching some river flood warnings around the area. I've got the details on when the Mississippi is expected to crest around the Quad Cities coming up after the break.
You're watching WQAD News 8 at 11 with Jonathan Ketz and Angie Sharp.